Welcome to Mike's Harder Podcast After Hours. I'm Joe.
I'm Don.
Tonight, we are the special guests. Because aren't we all just a little special?
That we are.
Yeah. No guest, no topic. Let's just see where it goes.
This could be fun or it could go bad.
True story. So I got a text message from Pig Fucker the other day with a t-shirt idea.
Yeah, you wanted me to remind you. I didn't have to, apparently.
It's in the forefront of my mind because
you're pretty sober then.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I don't know how well it would go for somebody who hasn't already heard the podcast, but he's like, "Oh, you need to put a QR code on the shirt, and when you scan it, it says you're a gay retard." I love the idea.
I do too, yeah.
But I think I'd want one on each sleeve, one that took it to the YouTube link, and one that said you're a gay retard.
Yeah, that'd probably be better.
But can you imagine somebody scanning that in the supermarket? You're standing in line, and and they scan this QR code, like, oh, I wonder what this podcast is. It just says you're a gay retard.
Right. Yeah, that could turn in bad.
Well, they wouldn't find the podcast. They would just go home and cry.
Right.
Or they would go home and, I don't know, fuck their husband and be like,
or they just get mad and start a fight in the middle of a store.
True story. And I wouldn't want that fight.
Oh, we're so bad. On that note, how was your week so far?
Man, it's been hectic as shit. We're only halfway through it. For those that don't know, we record this shit on Wednesday, and then we really hope our producer puts it up so it goes up on Friday at noon. But
Right.
yeah, so like it's Wednesday. It's been busy, man. It's I've had plenty to do.
Yeah, me too.
Plenty to do, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I've been on a roof the last couple of days trying to get all that shit all finished up. I was a little annoyed yesterday, or was it yesterday? No, Monday. I think it was Monday. I don't fucking remember what. All my days are blending now that I'm working overtime. One of the days they told me I need to put these roof vents in for the plumbing. Okay, no problem. So I go to the one house, I put the roof boots through, get everything all hooked up. Today my plan was to finish the roof cap on one of the houses.
Yeah.
The last house I have to cap it. And I was going to do the roof vents. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do the roof vents first because I got to be in the attic and it's hot as shit up there. So I'll do that first thing in the morning. The location of the vent through the roof, there's none there.
What?
Yeah. There's supposed to be one because there's a half bath at the one far end of the house next to the garage. And then in the middle of the house is kind of the master bathroom. That one had a vent that we found in the attic. So I tell Junior, I'm like, all right, let's go down the crawl. I said, all else fails, we can find all the vents in the crawl. Because it has to go from the crawl space all the way to the rooftop.
Right.
Go down there, looking around. Yeah, there's no vent near that bathroom. But the master bath has 2 vent lines within a foot of each other. Like, this doesn't make sense.
Did they vent the half baths all the way over to the master? I mean,
No, they're not even tied together. There's no plumbing underneath the house yet. It's just everything stubbed through the floors.
Okay.
But when the manufacturer did the house, they never put a vent in for the half bath.
Huh.
So I had to call the plumber and be like, hey, I need you to come look at this. He's like, there's got to be a vent here. He goes up in the attic and looks, goes on the crawl and look, goes, why the fuck would they put 2 vents in the master bath? And the kid that works for him goes, well, that's what they did with the last house, too. I'm like, that would have been nice to know, because I tied into one of the vents. He's like, yeah, we tied both of them to the sewer line. So that one has 3 stubbed up through the attic, but only 2 are tied in. So now I got to cut all my shit back out and tie the 2 together.
Wow.
Like, how hard is it to read a print?
Kind of reminds me of what's going on underneath my kitchen sink.
Yeah, that's a fucking mess.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. Wow.
I'm not a plumber, and I know that's fucking wrong.
Same. I know that water doesn't flow uphill.
No.
Wow. What a fucking mess.
Well, water will go uphill, but shit goes downhill.
Well, water will go uphill with help.
Right. I'm thinking like water pressure will go uphill,
Yeah.
but sewage has to go downhill.
Oh, man. So many jokes can be made right there. Whew.
Well, it's just you and I. Why not?
Because I don't want to eat it. Oh, man. Loki dog, what is your deal?
Probably that jungle outside.
Probably. Tomorrow's a new month. I get to mow my yard. Because I don't stress about mowing the grass like my wife does. She gets so wound up about that stuff. It ramps my anxiety. Like, we'll have a sunny day in the wintertime, and she's like, I gotta go mow the lawn. I know she's joking, but I know deep down inside, she's not actually kidding. She wants to go mow the lawn. Drives me up a fucking wall. And she'll mow on Friday, and then Monday she's already talking about we got to mow again because Friday's coming, and it makes me so tense. Like, can just take a couple days to just enjoy the lawn's mowed.
Right. I can see twice a week. Yeah. But kind of split it up a little bit.
Hey, that yard's big too, so it's not like just go out and knock it out in an hour. No, it's a half day thing.
It's a nice thing about renting. I ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, she gets my anxiety so wound for sound. It's like stop, just and fucking enjoy that it's mowed until like Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then Thursday be like, well, we probably got to get gas for the mower.
Right.
Oh, but no. I thought my anxiety was bad. I think hers is actually worse than mine.
Yeah. Could be.
Because she starts worrying about it like 2 days after it's mowed. It's like, oh my God. And if she listens to this, she's going to fucking kill me. But yeah, I refused to mow until tomorrow, essentially tomorrow, next month.
Yeah.
I refused just on principle. Like, no. That's how much I don't fucking care.
Right.
Yeah, my yard looks like shit. I'm going to have to mow it twice.
It's only the backyard. I mean, the front yard don't look too bad.
Well, the front yard, you mow it too short, it dies. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, the backyard's pretty bad. I sent her a text earlier. I was like, yeah, it might be time to mow. Dog laid down. I couldn't find him. And he's not a small dog. I mean, you know.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely not a small dog.
He laid down behind that really big, tall shit around his path.
Yeah.
I couldn't see him. I was like, oh, shit.
There's a few times because I got here at 3.
Yeah.
I let him out when I was here. I let him out the whole time I was out here. And a couple times I looked over, I'm like, where the fuck did he go?
He likes to wander off around the corner of the lean-to a lot. I don't know why, other than to eat the weeds that are growing over there.
Right.
But yeah, he's a sneaky son of a bitch, especially with tall grass.
Yeah, I was actually going to text you before I went to get the alternator checked. I was going to text you and tell you that he probably doesn't need to go out.
I went out at 3 o'clock break, and I didn't see your car at your work. And I'm like, wish I had my phone. I'd call him and give him shit. Because he's probably having fun. And then I realized, oh no, he's probably working on the wife's car. He's not having fun.
To be fair. I kind of enjoyed it. Like, it was actually something easy.
And it wasn't a roof.
Right. I like doing the roofs. I hate it the next day, but I love doing the roofs. But doing the alternator on her vehicle took me back to the old days of us working on cars together. It was nice and easy to get to. Like, everything was right there at the top of the engine.
I miss all that stuff. When you guys were, 'cause you're all younger than me.
Yeah.
So, like, when I was wrenching in the garage and you guys would all come over and hang out and we'd work on your guys' stuff, you know.
And we'd jump in and help you with your stuff. Like,
yeah, that was so much fun, man.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's the shit I meant. And that's what it took me back today. I'm like, fuck, this takes me back to the old days of Joe's house. Like, I'm working on a vehicle in Joe's driveway. And
yeah. It takes me back to, like, days of, you know, swapping camshafts and pulling engines and shit like that. That was...
Yeah, that was a fun times.
Fuck yeah, it was.
But that's also back when you could still climb inside an engine bay to work on it.
Well, not quite as far back as what I was used to. You know, climbing into the engine bay of a 1971 Ford fucking Highboy.
Right.
Is way different than climbing into the bay of a Fox body Mustang. But
even in 80s, early 80s Mustang,
yeah,
compared to nowadays,
all the way up into the late 90s, the Mustangs were easy to work on. You had room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we worked on so many of those things.
Well, I even made a comment to Ryan about, or, you know, Junior, however you want to call him.
Big Daddy.
I ain't doing that.
Come on, man. Big Daddy.
I made a comment to him, like, you know, this is why I have a friend that was a mechanic, because anytime I have an issue, I call him and, you know, we figure things out. And Junior goes, well, shit, if I ever have a problem with my car, I'm just going to take it to Joe and be like, hey, Joe, I need your help. I said, Joe probably won't touch your car. He goes, why? I said, it's too new. There's too many electronics in that car that...
The nice thing is, though, once you know the fundamentals...
Right.
Even with the new electronics, the systems are the same. So they're having issue X. Well, it's probably this system. Now, what's wrong with that system is, what component in that system,
Right.
Here's how you would have to troubleshoot it. I get it at work a lot.
Yeah.
People are like,
well, that's like Steph's car. I mean,
yeah.
A battery light comes on. There's two things that cause a battery light. For the main things, it's either going to be the battery or the alternator. That's what, I talked to you about. What?
I don't want to say it.
What?
Or the D-cell in the driver's seat. See? That's going to get me in trouble with your wife.
She might just laugh at it. But yeah, so of course, first thing I do is take the voltmeter over and check it.
Yeah.
And I can watch the voltage dropping as the car's running and you're turning things on. And somebody tells me, oh, it's not the alternator. And I'm like, it's got to be the alternator. It's the only thing it could be. It's not charging the battery back up, so you're going to lose voltage. And this person argued with me, and I'm like, it's the alternator.
Yeah. People think the alternator is a battery charger. It's not.
Right.
Once the car is started, the alternator runs all the electronics in the vehicle. Everything. When the alternator starts to fail and it has to draw partial voltage from the battery, that's when you start having an issue because it's not maintaining the voltage in the battery. The battery is slowly losing voltage. You can have a bad alternator for 3-4 months. I mean, you might be talking milliamps.
Right.
Where it's just letting the battery give a little bit at a time. Just a little bit every fucking time. But when you shut that car off, that battery is now below what voltage it's supposed to be at.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, some bitch is going to be dead. And then people are like, oh, just jump start it. Let the alternator charge it. That's not the way it works. The alternator just keeps the battery full.
Right.
Think of a tall drinking glass and somebody drinking out of that drinking glass and another person pouring fluid in. When the person pouring fluid in doesn't pour it in fast enough, eventually that drinking glass starts to get empty.
Right.
Until now you're sucking air out of the bottom of the drinking glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. To people who aren't versed in it and aren't around cars and things like that, they think, yeah, just start it, let it run. The alternator will charge it up. It's good. Nah, not so much.
Right.
Man, am I going to get my other drink out of the fridge already?
I'm closer. I'll walk over for you. Since we don't have a beer bitch tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm actually kind of glad, though, because this is just two of us kind of fun. Every once in a while. Keeps us on our toes,
Yeah, it does.
We're coming up quick on a year of doing this. Dragon Eddie has requested to come on the show. I think he said the 4th of June.
So I think he did tell me it was June, but I don't remember the date.
I'm pretty sure it was June 4th. He's requested to be on. And other than his availability, I don't know why, but I think that's freaking awesome. He actually wants to come hang out.
Yeah, I like Dragon Eddie.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, June 4th, Wednesday, June 4th.
Awesome.
He says, how about the triumphant return of the dragon? Hell yeah. Let's do that shit.
See, what's our anniversary date's the 23rd, 24th.
I don't know. You looked it up. I can't remember it.
Well, I think it's on the thing for the 23rd, I believe. But I think we're going to record on the 24th because it's a Saturday, if I remember right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
My boy might be home for that.
Ooh.
Maybe. So might have a Seaman Demon that night.
The Seaman Demon. Man, if we could get... I know we won't get them all for the 1 year.
Right.
But if we could get everybody that we've had, and hopefully by then our senior producer has acquired some video equipment, and maybe another thing that holds extra mics, that would be fun, man.
Yeah, it would.
That would be... You know what would be really cool? And it would be a little bit late it would be a little bit longer after our 1 year.
Yeah.
After you and I do the living room, to have like a reunion of everybody that's been on.
That would be cool.
In
the living room.
Yeah, locked around the pool table.
Yeah.
All mic'd up with cameras. That would be cool as hell.
That it would.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
We just need to get our asses out the moms and look at this barn and get an idea.
Well,
Get a plan in place.
yeah. Hey, Loki. Nobody wants to hear you eat your nuts. You sound like a fourth grader eating a bowl of SpaghettiOs without a spoon. It's kind of gross. So what was this politics you wanted to talk about?
Oh, yes. I had questions because...
Oh, I want to hear because I love politics.
Yeah. I'm not one for politics, but one of the guys I know that's on the police department here in town.
I might not have an answer, but I still like to talk about shit.
Now, again, this only applies to Ohio. So his post is, you better hope this doesn't go through. The last of the few good officers left will quit before this takes effect. Which intrigued me, because
Yeah.
I do like the ones that are still around.
There's some good old timers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the new guys, but...
So this is from Ohio Law Enforcement Pictures website, or Facebook page. It says, as you are probably aware, the state of Ohio is trying to pass legislation to end qualified immunity. Many people are very vocal about their support without even knowing what qualified immunity is or why it exists. Currently, there is a petition to get the elimination of qualified immunity in Ohio on the November ballot. We will not support any petition of any kind to eliminate qualified immunity. Qualified immunity isn't a free pass to do whatever. It protects law enforcement officers and local and state government officials from frivolous lawsuits, among other things. Revoking qualified immunity will lead to a mass exodus of law enforcement in an already understaffed career. It doesn't protect reckless or malicious behavior, nor does it protect officers against accountability. In fact, I would even say that it encourages officers to follow the rules. And it goes on more, but...
Okay. I'll argue one thing already. It does not encourage officers to follow the rules. That being said, I do not agree with getting rid of immunity, because when an officer shows up on a scene, they don't know who people are. They don't know who the players are. They don't know what person plays a role.
Right.
You know,
They don't know A, B, and C.
Yeah. They're there to investigate
Right.
whatever the hell the call was. If that means they detain you, hey, if you were the caller and you came out all fucking ballistic and spastic,
Yeah, you're being belligerent. They're going
and they tell you, hands behind your back, I'm going to cuff you, and you fucking fight them because you were the person that called, and they have to put you on the ground to cuff you, That's your stupid ass.
Right.
You know, you didn't listen. You weren't following orders. And by orders, I mean you called an authority over there. If you're not listening to the authority that you asked for,
right,
and you have to get put on the fucking ground and get a knee in your back and your arms jerked behind you, that's kind of on you. You know, you can't scream that I was unlawfully detained. No, you were completely lawfully detained.
Right.
Because you didn't listen. And that immunity clause, it protects officers from shit like that. You know, they get called to a wild domestic. They don't know who called.
Right.
You talk to dispatch. They don't know who fucking called. You come running out of the fucking house fucking screaming and flailing your fucking arms, and you won't listen, and you won't calm down, and you get put on your ass, or worse, you fight hard enough and get fucking tased, and then you want to sue the police department and press charges against the officer. That's kind of on you.
Yeah, that would be on you.
Now, the argument to get rid of it is a lot of the public thinks that it protects officers that do wrongful shootings.
Oh, well, then I should probably read the last half of this, because this is where they went with that.
Okay.
So the last paragraph is, you'd be looking at a mass exodus in law enforcement, mass retirements, and taxes going up to try to get law enforcement officers. I personally know 3 officers who are making trips out of state in preparation to move if this legislation passes. I don't think anyone disagrees that qualified immunity needs looked at and the loophole plugged. We should be looking to reform, not eliminating it completely. Sweeping legislation to completely eliminate qualified immunity instead of reforming it is not only ridiculous but completely overboard. If you support removing qualified immunity, do your research first, because you'll be directly responsible for people suffering, and victimization as crime rates will go up, maybe including you. I think it is reformed.
I don't know about reform.
Or I don't want to say that I think it should. Maybe it needs to be looked into more.
Yeah, let's do an investigation into it and see how deep the stuff goes, and maybe revise it. You know, like,
yeah, revise sounds better than a reform.
Reform means like we're gonna take it from the foundation up.
Right.
Revise is like, let's put new siding on it, and you know, let's change a few things.
So that makes more sense to me now.
I think to abolish it is, you're just fucking asking for goddamn trouble.
Right.
I mean, for instance, if my neighbor threatened me, said he was going to come to my house and chop me up, and I call the cops, and they go to his house and knock on the door, and he's like, I don't know what that guy's talking about. And I call him again the next day. He said he's going to do it again. They go to his house and they talk to him about it. At no point can they detain the guy and find out if he's got a fucking machete, because they can't infringe on him. Like, this guy's making a viable threat.
Right.
Do you own one? None of your fucking business.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Now, in that scenario, I would have had to have had some sort of record of him actually saying it. I would have had to have a recording or something. But you know what I mean? That if you take away the immunity, they can't actually do an investigation.
Yeah.
You know, they got to let the psycho crazy lady go fucking spastic. They got to let, you know, the abusive husband keep screaming.
The psycho ex-husband that is making up false reports.
Yeah. They got to let that shit fly like it's no big deal. And you can't conduct an investigation
Right.
when you have, whether it's the victim or the assailant, you can't let both parties just do whatever the fuck they want while you're trying to do an investigation. It doesn't work. And there are times when I think that immunity has allowed officers to
overstep a little bit,
or a lot,
yeah,
and it's protected them. Yeah, which is why, let's do a review and revise it a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah.
to abolish it's fucking crazy, dude.
yeah. When I first read it, I'm like, I don't think we need to get rid of it. It needs reformed, or like you said, a revision.
Yeah. For years, I followed all of these sovereign citizen and audit the police.
Yeah, I follow all of that too.
I watched a lot of that stuff, and to some point I agreed with them, but I guess maybe the older I got, I don't know. I was like, these guys they're just wanting to get away with shit.
Yeah,
Really. So, and they always go, oh, they can't get in trouble. They're cops. I have watched way more videos in the last 2 years of cops getting in trouble for shit they did
right.
than I ever saw one of those audit the police people actually catch a cop doing something wrong. Get it, race
car.
There goes Carl, the next door neighbor. You know what's funny is that's an automatic, and it just shifted like a stick shift.
It did.
I think he pulled it down into first gear and floored it, let up, stuck it in second gear, and slammed it again.
Probably.
I used to do that. I used to do that when I wanted to be cool.
I got out of work today. I go to leave and wasn't even thinking. Just reached down, thought I put it in drive. When I pull out, going on the road, heading to the fiance's place, like, why is my car, like, it's revving really high. Happen to look down, I'm in first.
That's when you should have punched it, let off, and slammed it in the second and stuffed it again.
Well, my first thing was like, fuck. I went to shove it up, and I went to neutral.
Oh, Jesus. I would have drove back to work and started over.
I wasn't thinking. I knew I had to go get the car done because I wanted to be here for the podcast because I didn't think the producer would be here. So,
Hey, in his defense, last night he said he'd be here. This morning he said he'd be here. But then this afternoon
he hurt his shoulder working on a computer.
He's probably going to tell us that he hurt his shoulder when he threw his fucking elephant trunk dick over it. But yeah.
That's a lie.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware. Yeah, he said he fucked his shoulder up. He was going to go home and take a whole bunch of illegal drugs, get high as he could, and not feel bad, and put some snaps on his brother's pants. None of what I said was true except for the snaps on his brother's pants.
Oh, Joe. Alrighty.
It's not like he's going to listen to this thing all the way through.
Yeah, he never does.
Oh, this morning there's this lady in Britain that does a thing on X. Batshit crazy Britain.
Okay.
I think she does it every morning. Well, I don't know what time she does it, but I see it in the morning. And
well, they'd be ahead of us.
Yeah. So you see that Canada just elected a new Canuck Chinook leader, right?
Right. The new prime minister.
Yeah. This lady, she always has the best fucking British insults. So she starts off with, so Canada just elected a new spunk trumpet. I'm like, holy shit, spunk trumpet? And she made fun of Canada. She talked about something in Australia and the United States. But that insult to Canada was fucking awesome. Like, they just elected a new spunk trumpet. And my brain, I know what spunk is. And I know what a trumpet is. But the idea of a spunk trumpet?
Right.
So I'm trying to tell the people at work about these British insults. Because they're fucking magnificent. Like bell end.
Bell end?
Yeah, bell end. Do you know what a bell end is?
I think the end of a bell.
It's a dickhead.
Oh. All right. Tuppen probably knows what a bell end is then.
I bet he does. I bet he rings it twice a week.
With his mouth.
Dong, dong, dong. I wish I could remember what that lady's name is on X, because I'd give her a shout out, because she is so fucking funny, dude. It's like a 1.5 minute. She talks about world news, like literally. She talks about stuff from the UK, Australia, the United States, Canada. It's only 1 minute and 30 seconds long, and she comes up with all these British insults that are just so fucking fantastic.
I haven't been on X in a while, so I don't.
That's all I do anymore. Fuck Facebook. I
don't get on Facebook much anymore.
Unless somebody sends me a link, I'm not on there. You know, yeah. If somebody really wants my attention, you're gonna find me on X,
or I just call you.
Which was, that's what phones were invented for.
Right. I almost texted you earlier, like, where the fuck do all your tools go? Because I'm trying to find a 15 millimeter wrench, and there ain't none in the drawer.
I would have told you, start looking around the motorcycles, because that's where they're all at.
I did that too.
Yeah, I think this spring we're gonna have to pull everything not tool related out into the driveway and do a tool roundup, because that toolbox is starting to look a little sparse.
Well, I remember back in the day that just the socket drawer and the wrench drawer were so organized, and now it's just a cluster.
Yeah, it's chaos. I know.
And I'm like, oh my god.
Because I'm not the one using them, because they always got wiped down and put back. Yeah, I'm not the one using them.
And I'm like, anytime I've ever borrowed a tool, I always put it back in the same place I got it from, cleaned.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a clusterfuck out there right now. Of course, there's how many fucking motorcycles, a race car, a grill, a snowblower. I mean, there's so much shit out there.
Yeah.
It's sad that I own a big-ass garage like that. I can't park my car in because I own too many fucking motorcycles. And
all your friends throw their motorcycles.
I'm about to go rent a storage unit just to put my other shit in. My smoker, my snowblower, my lawnmower, you know?
Yeah. My bike will be out of there eventually.
I ain't worried about it. It's taking up the room of one motorcycle. What's one motorcycle gonna do? You know.
Well, I got one motorcycle here and one at the other house.
True, but you know, there's a possibility that another bro might end up on that one.
Yeah, I hope he does.
I do too. I mean, I know how beneficial it'd be for you if you sold it, but I kind of hope it gets passed down to another bro.
Yeah, it would help me out a lot if I sold it, but from the day you gave it to me, I was in the mindset, I can't sell this bike. I can't do that.
If you did, you wouldn't piss me off.
I know I wouldn't piss you off, but I in my heart, I can't do that. I want to find someone that loves to ride and wants to ride, that'll appreciate the bike the way I did. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, because I do so much for the Legions, I want to find a veteran that wants to ride, can't afford it, or doesn't want to drop the price, or drop that money down.
Yeah.
I want it to go to a veteran. I want to be able to hand that bike to a veteran, like, this is for you.
The shit part in my brain, just like when I gave it to you, is this thing is going to need completely repainted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to need repainted.
So here's a bike to ride, but it's also a project. Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. I
kind of felt that way when I first bought it. I was like, man, it's a nice bike, but fuck.
I know when I got it, my first thing was I want to repaint it. Because the two side bags, I don't want the names on it.
Right.
Like, I am not these people. I don't.
Yeah.
But
I wrote it.
I wrote it.
And I think with the mechanicals that were done to it, it'll even haul his butt around.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it'll take him anywhere he wants to go.
Yeah. It's a nice bike. Anybody wanting to donate a motorcycle to, people that need motorcycles, just email us. Mike's Harder Podcast at gmail.com. I'll make sure they go to Loving Homes.
Yeah, you will.
Well, I'll filter to make sure that the owners are deserving and loving. Kind of like when you get rid of pets and stuff. I'll make sure that I'll vet them. That's the word. I'll vet them.
Right. I was impressed. I was on Snapchat today. First time I've been on Snapchat in a long time.
I thought Snapchat was for like girls.
Yeah, it's girls and young kids and.
Is that why you're there?
No.
I'm starting to worry about you now.
No, it's one place I'll send pictures to the fiance.
Oh, because they delete after a little bit?
Yeah. Unless she saves them.
Oh, and you get a notice if she does, right?
Yes. Yeah. But I was on it earlier. I was checking, see who's all been online. The one bartender at the Legion, she bought a bike. And then her second post was she got her permit. So, of course, me, I said, that's awesome. She's like, well, I need a lot of practice. I'm like, we all need practice. Even though I've been riding for a long time, I still need practice. Talking about a bike, Joe.
Yeah, I know, but you know where my brain went.
I know. I'm happy where I'm at. I mean, anytime you take a bike up, you're still practicing.
Yeah.
In reality. So I'm like, everybody needs practice. I just thought it was cool that I would have never thought she would have got a bike.
And I've thought about getting rid of both mine. Because I don't fucking ride.
I've been that way too. I've been tossing it up, but I like to ride. I love riding.
So do I.
I hate putting money into a bike I can ride 6 months out of the year.
Yeah. My first bike, I had a loan on. And I hated it because it sat in the garage for 6 months. And I still had a fucking payment.
Yeah, I've been there.
First time I bought a bike in cash and it sat in the garage for 6 months, I was like, this ain't shit. I don't care.
Right.
Hey, this is fine. I put it on a battery tender. I'm good enough. I'm fine. No big deal.
Or you just bring it in the house.
Guilty as charged. Yeah, my first cash bike I brought in the house and stored in the living room. Now I can't do that because I got the pool table.
We'll just stick it on top of the pool table. We've done that before.
Done that before too. If I didn't have a bed and a spare room, I could just put it in there.
Yeah. I mean, you could put it in there. Be a little tight. But...
Well, if I get rid of a couple of those chests,
yeah,
those ammo cartons, I probably could.
Yeah.
I'd probably put it in there.
We redo the living room, put a bike on top of the pool table, and do a podcast.
None of my bikes are light enough to put on that pool table anymore.
Put JD's on it.
Oh, just the frame and the engine. That would be one way to claim it as mine.
It's going to be yours no matter what.
I know. That's why he painted it the way he did. Dog, really?
I'm sure we get enough guys here. We can put a bike on the pool table just for the podcast.
How many guys were here that night? We tried to put my iron head on there. What, 7 or 8 of us? And we said,
I don't remember. Me and Carl were both like, well, I'm fucking doing it. Everybody else is like, nope.
Yeah, because I'm trying to pick it up from the bottom of the frame, and I'm like, hell no. Hell no.
I'd probably do it differently this next time, but I'd be on top of the pool table with straps. I have 2 guys up there and picking up like we did with the moving shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get that leverage so you got levers to pull up instead of all of us trying to break our backs and pick it up.
Yeah, trying to pick it up off the floor sucked. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. I hurt for days after that.
I'd do it again.
I could think of 100 other things that I would do again than that.
What, Ethan's mom?
Oh, man.
Oh, no, Colton's mom. That's it. That's the one.
For the record, I've done neither. But also for the record, I've told them both that I have. And it's fun.
Oh, it's fucking a blast. I love the jokes with Colton's mom.
We haven't done that in a while. We haven't made jokes about Colton's mom in a while, and we should. We should. We could resurrect her.
Can we?
At least her memory.
I mean, you could die trying to resurrect her ashes into a person, but
And Ethan's mom, I don't think she listens.
I doubt it. She thinks we're a bunch of drunks. That she wouldn't do that.
She I have stories about her from parties that I've never told him. Kept them to myself. Nope. But I could make her look bad. I just choose not to.
Right.
'Cause what would be the point, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just more fun to make him think that I did something with his mom.
Oh, he gets so fucking pissed about it, too.
I know. That's
the best part, yeah. He gets fucking irritated, like, oh my God, you did something with my mom? No, but now I did.
Yeah. All I gotta do is look at him and go, remember that night she gave you SpaghettiOs and made you go to your room? Fuck you.
So the best part is neither one of them listen to this fucking shit, so.
Yeah, and when he does listen to it, it's over here. Give me a fucking listen, Ethan.
That's why I don't turn it on anymore when he's here on parties. Fuck you. You're not going to listen to it? You don't get to hear it.
It's bullshit.
I'll listen to it Saturday morning for our breakfast.
I love listening back to our podcasts because I don't remember what we talk about.
Same.
I thought that I thought it was because of the alcohol, and I thought it was because I'm fucking retarded. But it turns out I'm not wrong. I just don't remember. I listened to Mike Rowe on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Yeah, I like Mike Rowe.
I love Mike Rowe. I used to hate Theo Vaughn, though, because he sounded like a fucking burnout.
Right.
But then Theo Vaughn did a podcast with Dave Ramsey. I'm like, this guy's actually really fucking smart.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
So I'm listening to this fucking podcast with Theo Vaughn and Mike Rowe. And Mike Rowe's like, all these people are posting stuff on YouTube of him when he was on QVC back in the 90s.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm watching it, and I have zero recollection. He's like, I'm watching it like you're watching it. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. He's like, I know it's me, but I don't know what I'm going to do.
Right.
That's the way I feel when we listen back, because we're just having a conversation. Mm-hmm. You know, unless we make an announcement about something, or
this is what we do every day, all day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if there's mics in front of us or not. This is just how we are.
Yeah. So I love listening to the podcast after it's out, because like, what did I say? I don't remember what I did. Is my wife going to be mad at me?
Probably.
Usually the answer to that is yes.
Is my fiance going to be mad at me? Probably. So we got about 5 minutes left.
About 5 minutes. All right, let's see. Well, let's go with this. If anybody wants a Mike's Harder shirt with a QR code that says you're a gay faggot, send me an email. Gay retard.
Or we can do either one.
Yep. Or both.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll put one on both sleeves. Send an email to Mike's Harder Podcast at gmail.com. You'll have to pay for it because I'm not passing out a bunch of those. If anybody thinks that that's a bad idea, email me to that one too. I'll send it to my spam.
If you want to be a guest.
Yes. Yeah, if you'd like to be a guest. Even if we do a video chat, that would be fine. I just got to get the senior producer here to make that shit work. Unless we can figure out another way, but
I'm sure we can. Sure, we can figure out the Skype.
Yeah,
call,
we'll just hold my phone up in front of the thingy and record it that way. If you
we'll
want to
figure it out.
If you want to be a guest, email me. Mike's Harder Podcast, gmail.com. Follow us on X at Mike's Harder Podcast.
On the YouTube, like, subscribe,
Please.
share.
Yes, share it because
we're getting closer. We're at 37.
Oh, and that friend that Colton's been talking to is supposed to be starting a podcast. We'll be following that one.
Yes.
When that one goes up. So when that one goes up, we're gonna want you all to follow that one too, unless you don't like it. I don't know, because we don't know what it's going to be yet. But we'll be pushing that one to help her out. So that'll be fun.
And hopefully she helps us out and gets us more subscribers, so we can go live videos, and
I can't wait to go live.
Everybody gets to see our ugly faces and our ugly drunk faces.
I'm not drunk.
Me neither.
I'm just not sober. Inebriated is a verb.
I'm not an alcoholic. I don't go to meetings.
They told me to stop coming because I was all drunk. I actually dated a woman one time that was forced to go to AA.
Yeah. And
I drove her. And I was drunk every time I took her to a meeting. And so I sat there reeking of beer. And I would go out to the car and drink another beer and go back to the meeting.
They go for coffee, you go for beer.
Yeah. Those good times.
Don't have a drinking problem because we don't ever run out.
Yeah, no problems. No problems at all. We got stores closed, and now my grocery store serves my booze.
I mean, we were kind of getting close to being out last night because somebody's supposed to buy it and he never went.
Good thing we keep a reserve.
Yeah.
Because that could have been dangerous.
Yeah. I kind of want to put another E up there because we're on the bottom rack now. Of the new case.
It's time for another E. Yeah. He caused a crisis. Time for another E.
I think so too.
I think that's all I got. And if you want to, financially fund us. Not that we need it, but you could buy our booze. We don't have a Patreon or Cash App or any of that crap, but just send me your debit card number and I'll figure it out. I need that 3-digit code on the back too.
Oh, yeah.
And the expiration date.
And the name?
I'll make one up. Just send me a picture of front and back. It'd be all right.
That was easier. All right, on that note, you guys have a good night.
I guess we're out. Mike's Harder Podcast After Hours. Episode what?
44.
44. Oh, man, we're almost at 45.
Yeah.
Woo.
We'll hit 45 before your birthday, though.
Yeah. Oh, and I might not be here next week. Because it'll be my anniversary. So, we'll see.
We might still have a podcast, so no matter what.
It'll be the first one I have not been on. So, we'll see. All right. Well, y'all have a good one. Do everything I wouldn't do.
All right. Love y'all.